Do you know what a smart carb is? Well, one of our viewers is confused and wants to know what makes a carbohydrate smart? Well, carbs are found in a wide range of foods and beverages. Fruits, vegetables, grains, and dairy all contain carbohydrates. And when we refer to smart carbohydrates, we're really talking about the grains because grains are basically found in two categories, a whole grain and a refined grain. And the dietary guidelines would like us to have more whole grains, or at least half of our grains come from the whole grain source because there's nutritional goodness that's associated with foods that are made with the entire grain. Americans have a love affair with grains, but most of the grains we tend to like are the refined ones that we get in white pasta and white bread and see some cereals and crackers and cakes and cookies and pies that are made with enriched flour. So when you use a smart grain and you use a whole grain, then it takes the whole grain is kept together. And so you have, it's called a kernel. You have the bran and the germ and the endosperm. Those are the pieces of the grain. They're all kept together. And the combination of all those pieces together is better for you than when we mill the grain and we refine it and make it a refined grain. The refined grain is done because it just makes it a little bit softer. It gives it a finer texture. Sometimes it can improve the shelf life. But in the process, we pull out some of that fiber and some of the nutrients. Some nutrients are added back in. That's why we call it enriched. So they add some of them back in, but you don't add back in the fiber. So sometimes when you split them apart and put them back together, it's not necessarily as nutritious as when you leave that whole grain intact. So what we would like to encourage you to do is just try to have more whole grains. And how you can tell what a whole grain is you really need to look at the label and look for the word whole, whole oats, whole wheat. Some examples of whole grains are buckwheat, bulgur, millet, oatmeal, popcorn, love that one, quinoa, rolled oats, brown rice, whole grain barley, whole rye, whole wheat. So next time you're looking to choose some carbohydrates in the grain category, look for the word whole and be smart about your grains.